About 11 years ago, I was in the heat of some of the best years of my gaming career. I will make a video on it one of these days, but the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation was a legendary time to be a gamer. I remember all of the acclaimed titles of that era like Halo, Gears of War, Uncharted, Assassin's Creed, and more. One company came through with an amazingly well-written experience of a campaign, which was Remedy Games and their game Alan Wake. Back in the day, Max Payne was one of those games that blew my mind when I was younger. It is a beautifully gritty detective noir action game with the hit feature Bullet Time. Written by Sam Lake and the Remedy Games team, I was floored with how unique of a story Max Payne was, and it remains one of those games that has stayed with me since. Fast forward to the 7th generation of consoles, and here they are with their first foray into the next-gen systems with Alan Wake. The presentation of Alan Wake has always stood out to me compared to the rest of the games of that era. Alan Wake is shrouded in a thick atmosphere that adds to the depth of the narrative and environments within Alan Wake. Almost the entire game is set during night, and even in the moments where you are in a well-lit area, you feel a presence around you, with harsh streetlights becoming a haven for Alan during his long adventure through Bright Falls. Alan will come across messages slapped on walls, TVs that promote a local show, the local architecture of Bright Falls, and the corrupt darkness that engulfs the town. The story follows the prolific writer Alan Wake on a vacation trip with his wife Alice after Alan has found himself looking to get away for a while and focus on themselves. Alan Wake has been dealing with a bad case of writer's block since killing off his main character in his last novel. Wake finds himself caught in the middle of some strange events in Bright Falls after his wife Alice falls deep into the lake that their cabin rests on. Alan Wake follows Alice down the lake, only to find himself back in Bright Falls after a car accident. Alan awakes with dark entities known as the Taken pursue him throughout the story to slay the writer, but Wake must get to the bottom of what is happening in Bright Falls and find Alice. Alan Wake features a rich narrative experience where there are a lot of twists and turns, but every moment Alan spends trying to find Alice never goes to waste. Alan combats the darkness with flashlights, flares, flashbangs, and a few firearms to keep the darkness at bay as he continues through this twisted nightmare of a story he finds himself written in. What took Alice? Who is helping Alan on this journey? What is the meaning of Bright Falls? And how does Alan get out of this mess? We find out through playing through 6 main episodes, which all play out like a television show, where there are consistent story beats throughout the episode with a bulk of essential information at the end of each episode with an outro track. I love this so much. Within the game of Alan Wake, there are also smaller stories that can be heard or watched via manuscripts that Alan finds across his journey, and my favorite, Night Springs, a small in-universe television show that runs an anthology of events that are filmed in real life and thrown onto the TVs in the video game, and they add so much to the universe of Alan Wake. The gameplay of Alan Wake is a unique take on the third-person shooter perspective. As I said earlier, Alan has many means to combat and travel in darkness. Alan uses a flashlight as his primary means of defense. You aim the flashlight to break the darkness around the Taken, and once the circle shatters its shield of darkness, Wake can then shoot them to eliminate the Taken. There's also a dodge button that acts as a sprint for Wake as well to outrun the shadows patrolling him across Bright Falls. Doing a well-timed dodge creates a cinematic moment that allows Alan to maneuver around danger at that moment's notice using slowdown to pinpoint his next steps after a perfect dodge. The culmination of these gameplay features paired with the narrative creates a wonderfully unique and gripping gameplay experience. Alan Wake struck a particular chord with me back in 2012. I thought the entire experience was incredibly unique and engaging, seeing the inner monologues of Alan Wake and his journey through Bright Falls. I initially didn't play the 2 DLC special features all those years ago, but finally being able to see Alan Wake come full circle, I'm happy to say it was worth the wait. Sam Lake, the writer of the game, has done an incredible job and is one of my all-time favorite creative minds in the gaming industry. His work on Max Payne 1 and 2, Alan Wake, Quantum Break, and Control are all unique and well-written experiences, and Alan Wake is just one of those great examples. Like I said earlier, I played Alan Wake initially 11 years ago, and that game has stuck with me since. I'm so happy to report back that the game still holds up and has won me over yet again, and even more so than the first time. This adventure through Bright Falls is one story that has had me falling in love all over again from the first few minutes of the game. The story captures your attention and drags you on a wild ride through Alan Wake's twisted writing of events that are not to be missed. And that is it for this episode today. I really hope you enjoyed it. As I said in the video, Alan Wake was one of those games that has always stayed with me, and now finally getting the chance to replay that game, especially before a sequel, has been such a great experience. I forgot truly how much I love the story and world of Alan Wake, and I cannot wait to see what comes next with American Nightmare, which I have not played yet, and of course the long anticipated Alan Wake 2. So as always, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought about this video. Did you play Alan Wake? Did you enjoy it? Were you confused at first like I was? And then finally playing the DLCs, I was like, oh my god, this game actually makes sense a little bit more. Please let me know in the comments down below. As always, my name is Brandon, and I will see you all next time.